frustration, anxiety, feelings that lead too many youths into badness and criminal activity. It causes too many of our people to be left behind. Those deficits in education and training leave us behind in the global race, the global workforce, as we are not attracting investments in high-paying, high-tech, value-added production of goods and services, which is the key to wealth creation. Most importantly, our society is still suffering from the long reach of negative ideas built by slavery. We must include the teachings of the right excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey in our schools to build back that self-esteem, that inner confidence and personal inspiration to all our children, regardless of the race. The power of the philosophies of Garvey, of racial upliftment, self-help, collective work, those will allow our children to recognize and believe that they are beautiful and brilliant and can achieve what they will if they set their mind to it and work steadfastly to accomplish their dreams and goals.
Whoever speaks again, I said be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you say to my sister. She could be the...
We cannot address these fundamental problems that are retarding our national progress and holding us back without addressing the weaknesses in the education system. Taking our nation in the right direction can only happen with transformation in education and training. Education and training will therefore be the #1 priority for the next PNP administration. Education and training are the key to a strong society and an economy capable of transformation to a higher level of income and wealth for our people.
Can't go lie, education is the key and the limit is the sky. Can't go lie, unity is strength, better use, love is loud. Can't go lie.
In keeping with the Orlando Patterson report, we will prioritize early childhood development and primary schools because our children must have a good start to advance. The goal of the next PNP government will be to ensure that Jamaica has a first-class system of early childhood development and primary school education, second to none in this region, in this hemisphere. That is how we will focus on bringing along those who are currently left behind. We will make investments in teacher training, in teacher compensation, in infrastructure and technology to support services for parenting. We need to give our children the best start in life. We will expand and improve the school feeding program to ensure adequate and proper nutrition and to encourage school attendance. Jamaica is a world power in terms of cultural influence. The expressive style and power of our language is part of what has made the Jamaican language an international cultural language. It is loved abroad, but why we don't respect it a yard? We must acknowledge that we have a language problem in this country. Part of the legacy of our colonial past is the belief that the Jamaican language created by our own people is somehow unworthy and only to be spoken better. It is time to move beyond that negative and backward way of thinking. It is time for Jamaica to formally recognize Jamaican as a language and give it its due respect. A major cause of underachieving primary school performance is rooted in the assumption that English is the home language of our children. For many of our children, that is not so. We must use the Jamaican language to advance learning in English, arithmetic, and critical thinking. In the foundational years, we want all our children to be proficient in English, proficient in maths, to think critically. The Jamaican language has an important role to play in achieving that. We must also place emphasis on student support and the diagnosis of learning disabilities so we can deal with those problems early. Many of our children are troubled and need deeper levels of facilitation. We owe this to our children so that they can secure better educational outcomes for themselves. Education must also be the base of transformation towards a nation of productive citizens. The PNP will